The afternoon sun is a sharp golden blade cutting across the mahogany table where we sit. A curtain of dust motes dances in the light while we stay anchored in a heavy, humid silence. I watch your fingers trace the rim of the porcelain, repetitive motion, nervous tick of the heart. You haven't looked up in 17 minutes, and the clock on the wall is the only thing speaking. The cafe's humming with the lives of strangers, laughter from the corner, the grinding of beams. But here in our bubble, the atmosphere is thickening, like the dark liquid sitting untouched between us. I remember when we couldn't stop the words from flowing. Now they're trapped behind teeth and a forced shallow breath. I reach out my hand just to feel the ceramic, expecting a burn, a spark or a sting. But the heat has retreated, it's gone to the edges, leaving the surface as flat as a mirror. And I see my own eyes reflected in the blackness, searching for something that's already left. Oh, it's the premonition in a cold cup of coffee, a bitter prediction of the end of the road. The steam has vanished, the warmth has surrendered to the weight of the things that we haven't yet said. It's a room temperature heartbreak, a slow motion falling as the sugar sinks down to the dark sandy floor. In this cup that we shared, I can taste the goodbye, and it's colder than the winter outside the door. We finally speak, but it's just about the weather, a hollow observation to fill up the void. Your voice sounds like paper, dry and so fragile, like a letter that's been folded too many times. I wanna ask when the fire stopped burning and the embers turned gray and the oxygen failed, but I'm terrified of the sound of the answer. So I watch a single bubble pop on the surface. We used to share cream and a single long spoon. Now there's a distance that a bridge couldn't cross. You're staring at the street, at the cars passing by, as if you're already out there, already gone. I reach out my head just to feel the ceramic, expecting a burn, a spark or a sting. But the heat has retreated, it's gone to the edges, leaving a surface as flat as a mirror. And I see my own eyes reflected in the blackness, searching for something that's already left. Oh, it's the premonition in a cold cup of coffee, a bitter prediction of the end of the road. The steam has vanished, the warmth has surrendered to the weight of the things that we haven't yet said. It's a room temperature heartbreak, a slow motion falling as the sugar sinks down to the dark sandy floor. In this cup that we shared, I can taste the goodbye, and it's colder than the winter outside the door. I remember the morning we bought this very blend, the smell of the kitchen, the light in your eyes. We talked about futures and houses with gardens while the kettle was whistling a hopeful tune. How did we get to this stale, stagnant water? How did the flavor turn sour and sharp? Every sip that I didn't take was a moment wasted. Every word that I held back is a stone in my chest. The sediment settles like the dust on our memories, thick and grainy and hard to swallow down. I'm looking for a sign that there's still a spark left, but the liquid is motionless, dead in the cup. Oh, it's the premonition in a cold cup of coffee, a bitter prediction of the end of the road. The steam has vanished, the warmth has surrendered to the weight of the things that we haven't yet said. It's a room temperature heartbreak, a slow motion falling as the sugar sinks down to the dark sandy floor. In this cup that we shared, I can taste the goodbye, and it's colder than the winter outside the door. The waitress comes by with a pot full of fire, asking if we want You shake your head slowly, a definite emotion, and I realize the menu is already closed. There's no reheating a heart that's gone frozen, no adding more honey to fix the decay. The acidity lingers on the back of my tongue, a reminder of everything we're throwing away. You check your watch and you reach for your coat. The leather creaks like a closing cell door, and the coffee just sits there, an abandoned witness to the death of a promise we can't make anymore. Wait, can we just sit for one more minute before the check comes and the spell finally breaks? I'm not ready to face the wind on the corner. I'm not ready to be a stranger again. But the cup is a clock and the time has run out. The dark ring it leaves on the napkin is a scar, a permanent mark of a temporary love that stayed on the table just a little too long. Too long, too cold, too late to be saved. Of the end of the road, the steam has vanished. The afternoon sun is a sharp golden blade cutting across the mahogany table where we sit. A curtain of dust motes dances in the light while we stay anchored in a heavy, humid silence. I watch your fingers trace the rim of the porcelain, a repetitive motion, a nervous tick of the heart. You haven't looked up in 17 minutes, and the clock on the wall is the only thing speaking. The cafe is humming with the last strangers left from the corner, the grinding of beans. But here in our bubble, the atmosphere is thickening like the dark liquid sitting untouched between us. I remember when the sky is a bruised shade of violet and slate, heavy with the weight of 1,000 unshed tears. The city holds its breath, the air thick and stagnant, trapped between the towering glass giants. Then a single crystalline bead shatters against the sun-baked concrete, a silent percussion that signals the end of the drought. One by one they fall, dark spots blooming like ink on parchment, reclaiming the parched surface of the world. The heat of the day is still radiating from the ground, a stubborn ghost refusing to leave the pavement. But the water is relentless, a cool invasion that turns the dust into a memory, and the gray into something deep and obsidian. Can you feel the vibration? The heat surrendering to the cold. A ghost of a vapor begins to dance, swirling from the cracks where the weeds used to grow. The atmosphere is shifting, the pressure dropping low, as the secret language of the earth begins its rhythmic flow. It's the scent of the earth rising through the gray, the petrichor symphony playing in the rain, a primal memory waking in the steam of ancient ancient forests and forgotten dreams, asphalt and clay, dancing in the mist. The smell of the world being softly kissed. Oh, it's the breath of the ground rising up to meet the sky in the rhythm of the rain. As the city sighs, it's the smell of the beginning,
the smell of the soul.
when the parched heart of the street finally feels whole. My boots click against the darkening stone, sending ripples through the shallow mirrors forming at my feet. The neon signs bleed red and blue into the gutters, liquefying the geometry of the streets. Every breath I take is heavy with that mineral tang, a perfume of geosmin ozone thick enough to taste. It's the smell of survival, of the dust being washed away, revealing the grit and the soul of the alleyways. There is no filter here, no artificial musk, just the raw exhale of the planet emerging from the dusk. The concrete is porous, drinking deep of the storm, as the cold liquid meets the stone still warm. Feel the vibration, the heat surrendering to the cold. The ghost of a vapor begins to dance, swirling from the cracks where the weeds used to grow. The atmosphere is shifting, the pressure dropping low, as the secret language of the earth begins its rhythmic flow. It's the scent of the earth rising through the gray, the petrichor symphony playing in the rain, a primal memory waking in the steam of ancient forests and forgotten dreams, asphalt and clay, dancing in the mist. The smell of the world being softly kissed. Oh, it's the breath of the ground rising up to meet the sky in the rhythm of the rain. As the city sighs, it's the smell of the beginning,
the smell of the soul,
when the parched heart of the street finally feels whole. Science calls it chemistry, but I call it a miracle of the mundane. The way the parched pores of the city exhale everything they've been holding on to through the pain. The exhaust of the day, the sweat of the daily hustle, all neutralized by the falling silver needles. It's a cleansing ritual performed by the clouds, an olfactory bridge between the natural and the man-made, where the wild spirit of the soil refuses to be buried under the layers of civilization and the trade. It's a reminder that beneath the tar and the steel there is a living, breathing pulse that is quiet and real. It's the scent of the earth rising through the gray, the petrichor symphony playing in the rain, a primal memory waking in the steam of ancient forests and forgotten dreams, asphalt and clay, dancing in the mist. The smell of the world being softly kissed. Oh, it's the breath of the ground rising up to meet the sky in the rhythm of the rain. As the city sighs, it's the smell of the beginning,
the smell of the soul,
when the parched heart of the street finally feels whole. I remember a porch in a town far from here, where the dirt turned to mud and the air smelled exactly the same. The distance between then and now is bridged by a single inhale, calling me back by my true name. The asphalt might be miles of artificial crust, but underneath the heart of the planet is still beating through the rust. It's still breathing, still waiting for the sky to open up and remind us where we came from, where we belong. The scent is a map, a guide through the fog, a hum in the background of a beautiful song. Let it soak into the marrow, let it drown the city noise. In this humid embrace there is a certain kind of poise. The world is turning soft at the edges, the sharp lines of the skyscrapers blurring into the haze. We are just witnesses to the conversation between the thunder and the dust in these rainy days. It's the smell of relief, the smell of the earth letting go, and the heavy damp air where the hidden waters flow. holds its breath. The air thick and stagnant, trapped between the towering glass giants. Then a single crystalline bead shatters against the sun-baked concrete. A silent percussion that signals the end of the drought. One by one they fall, dark spots blooming like ink on parchment, reclaiming the parched surface of the world. The heat of the bay is still. The sky settled into a heavy shade of slate today, a canvas of clouds stretching across the horizon in silent disarray. I sit here in my favorite chair, the one with the worn-out velvet seat, watching the world outside surrender to the rhythm of the street. The first few drops are hesitant, like whispers in a crowded room, but soon they find their courage, dispelling the stagnant afternoon gloom. I trace the patterns on the glass, cold and smooth beneath my hand, while the steam from my cooling tea rises like a ghost in a lonely land. Everything feels slower now, the city muffled by the falling mist, as if time itself has decided to pause and keep a long-forgotten tryst. I see my reflection flickering in the pain, a shadow of who I used to be. And suddenly the rain becomes a mirror, reflecting a younger version of me. And as the droplets race down the glass in their frantic silver lines, I feel the pull of the gravity that connects my heart to different times. The barrier between the now and then begins to thin and fade away, as the scent of petrichor invites the ghost of the past to come and play. Oh, the rain is singing songs of yesterday, a melody of blue and gold, bringing back the stories that I thought had all been told. Every splash against the window is a heartbeat from a distant year, a watercolor memory that washes away the dust and the fear. We are drifting through the echoes where the sunlight used to stay, in the quiet, heavy beauty of this rainy, gray afternoon display. I remember a summer evening when the air was thick with the scent of pine, and you were laughing under a canopy of stars that seemed perfectly aligned. We didn't need a reason then, we didn't need a map or a guiding light, just the heat of the pavement and the infinite promise of the night. Now that heat is just a phantom itch, a warmth I can no longer feel, but the rain brings back the texture of it, making the illusion real. I see us running through the meadow, chasing shadows that we couldn't catch, two puzzle pieces from a different box that somehow managed to match. The sound of your voice is hidden in the pitter-patter on the roof, a gentle reminder that even if you're gone, our love remains the proof. I close my eyes and I'm standing there, drenched to the bone and feeling free, before the seasons changed their mind and took you away from me. And as the droplets race down the glass in their frantic silver lines, the gravity that connects my heart to different times. The barrier between the now and then begins to thin and fade away as the scent of petrichor invites the ghosts of the past to come and play. Oh, the rain is singing songs of yesterday, a melody of blue and gold, bringing back the stories that I thought had all been told. Every splash against the window is a heartbeat from a distant year, a watercolor memory that washes away the dust and the fear. We are drifting through the echoes where the sunlight used to stay, in the quiet, heavy beauty of this rainy, gray afternoon display. There's a photograph in my mind's eye, sepia-toned and frayed at the edge, of a promise we made one autumn day on the side of a crumbling ledge. The leaves were turning brittle, a mosaic of orange and dying red, and we spoke of the future as if it were a path we didn't have to tread. I remember the weight of your hand in mine, the calluses and the warmth, a steady anchor in a world that was constantly pulling us north. But the wind grew colder and the rain turned into sleet and then snow, and we learned that the hardest part of holding on is knowing when to let go. Now the rain is liquid nostalgia, falling softly on the thirsty ground, reawakening the echoes of the words that no longer make a sound. I'm sipping on the bitterness of a tea that's long since turned to ice, paying the toll for a journey back to a temporary paradise. Oh, the rain is singing songs of yesterday, a melody of blue and gold, bringing back the stories that I thought had all been told. And every splash against the window is a heartbeat from a distant year, a watercolor memory that washes away the dust and the fear. We are drifting through the echoes where the sunlight used to stay, in the quiet, heavy beauty of this rainy, gray afternoon display. The sky settled into a heavy shade of slate today, a canvas of clouds stretching across. The sun begins to dip beneath the skyline's edge, casting long amber shadows across the pavement stones. And there you are, a few dozen paces ahead of me, walking with that familiar rhythmic grace I've come to know by heart. I watch the way your coat flutters in the evening breeze, how the light catches the stray strands of your hair, turning them into threads of spun gold for just a moment. I keep my distance, a silent moon orbiting your gravity, careful not to let my footsteps echo too loudly, lest you turn around and see the longing I can't quite hide. It's a view I've memorized, the curve of your shoulders, the way you tilt your head when you're deep in thought, while I remain here, a ghost in the periphery of your world. My hand reaches out, grasping at the empty air between us. I trace the outline of your frame against the fading light. Every fiber of my being wants to call your name. To see you stop, to see you turn, to see you smile, but the words catch like thorns in the back of my throat, and I settle for the safety of this quiet, lonely space. Oh, I'm in love with the back of you, the part that never sees me, following the trail you leave in the dust of the everyday. You're looking at the horizon, at a future I'm not in, while I'm staring at the map of your back, praying for a sign. It's a beautiful torture, this view from behind, watching you walk away, step by agonizing step into a world where I'm just a shadow you haven't noticed yet. Yeah, I'm just a shadow following the silhouette of you. We cross the intersection as the lights turn to red. I stand behind the crowd, using them as my shield. You're checking your watch, perhaps you're late for a dream, or maybe someone is waiting for you at the end of this road. I wonder what's playing in your ears through those white wires. Is it a song that makes you feel brave, or a melody that aches? I wanna know the expression on your face right now. Are your eyes bright with hope, or clouded with the day's fatigue? I'll never know, because I'm anchored to this perspective, forbidden from seeing the sun that shines on your brow. Content to merely guard the space where you just were, breathing in the air you moved through moments too late. My hand reaches out, grasping at the empty air between us. I trace the outline of your frame against the fading light. Every fiber of my being wants to call your name. To see you stop, to see you turn, to see you smile, but the words catch like thorns in the back of my throat, and I settle for the safety of this quiet, lonely space. Oh, I'm in love with the back of you, the part that never sees me, following the trail you leave in the dust of the everyday. You're looking at the horizon, at a future I'm not in, while I'm staring at the map of your back, praying for a sign. It's a beautiful torture, this view from behind, watching you walk away, step by agonizing step into a world where I'm just a shadow you haven't noticed yet. Yeah, I'm just a shadow following the silhouette of you. Sometimes you stop at a window to look at a display, and for a heartbeat I see your reflection in the glass, a blurred ghost-like version of the face I adore. Our eyes almost meet in the silver distortion, but then you move on and the image shatters into light. I realize I don't even know what you're looking for. Are you searching for something beautiful, something new? Or are you just passing time until the day is finally through? I'm a scholar of your movements, a biographer of your gait. I know the slight limp in your left step when you're tired, and the way you tuck your hands into your pockets when it's cold. Tiny details that belong only to me, because only I am watching. It's a beautiful torture, this view from behind, watching you walk away, step by agonizing step into a world where I'm just a shadow you haven't noticed yet. Yeah, I'm just a shadow following the silhouette of you. What if I ran? What if I bridged the 5-meter gap? Would the magic dissolve if I stood by your side? Perhaps the back of you's the only place I belong, a guardian who watches the path you've already cleared. There's a strange comfort in this distance, a holy sort of pain, knowing that as long as I'm behind you, you're never truly alone. Even if you don't feel my gaze like a warm weight on your neck, I am the witness to your existence in the quietest hours, the one who sees the grace in your ordinary stride and finds a universe in the way you adjust your scarf. If you ever feel a chill like a whisper on the wind, if you ever feel a presence when the street is empty and dim, don't be afraid. It's just the weight of my unspoken words floating in the wake of you. The sky is bleeding shades of violet and gold, casting long silhouettes across the cooling pavement. We stand where the world seems to pause, caught between the warmth of the day and the encroaching silence of the stars. Your face is bathed in that fleeting honeyed light, a masterpiece I'm trying to memorize before the curtain falls. The city hums a distant lullaby, but here the only sound is the rustle of leaves and the weight of our shared breath. I watch the way the light catches in your eyes, a final spark of fire before the indigo takes hold. The wind carries the scent of salt and distance, whispering secrets we aren't ready to hear. My heart beats like a heavy drum, echoing the rhythm of the ticking clock, counting down the seconds until the horizon swallows the sun. Oh, we are standing on the edge of a memory, watching the light slip through our fingers under the burning canopy of the dying day. We whispered words that the wind will carry forever, a vow carved in the fading light, a bond that time can never sever. Remember me when the sky turns gold, you said, your voice a fragile thread of silver. I promise to find you in every dawn, even if we walk these paths alone, under the eternal memory of our last sunset, where the orange meets the blue. The shadows stretch like ink spilling across a map, tracing the lines of where we've been and where we can no longer go. I reach for your hand, feeling the warmth of your skin against the cooling air, a physical anchor in a sea of shifting colors. Every breath feels heavy, laden with the things we didn't say during the brighter hours, now emerging in the twilight as if the darkness gave us the courage to be honest. The world is growing quiet, the birds have flown to their nests, leaving us as the last witnesses to the day's end. The wind carries the scent of salt and distance, whispering secrets we aren't ready to hear. My heart beats like a heavy drum, echoing the rhythm of the ticking clock, counting down the seconds until the horizon swallows the sun. Oh, we are standing on the edge of a memory, watching the light slip through our fingers under the burning canopy of the dying day. We whispered words that back at the trail of footsteps we left behind, now being erased by the rising tide of the evening. All the laughter shared in the midday heat, all the dreams we wove when the sun was high, they all lead to the singular point of departure, a crossroads lit by the dying embers of the sky. It's not a goodbye, you tell me, but a transformation of presence into a sacred memory, a way to keep the warmth alive, even when the winter of absence begins to bite. Under the burning canopy of the dying day, we whispered words that the wind will carry forever, a vow carved in the fading light, a bond that time can never sever. Remember me when the sky turns gold to sand, your voice a fragile thread of silver. I promise to find you in every dawn, even if we walk these paths alone, under the eternal memory of our last sunset, where the orange meets the blue. Years from now, when the world feels cold and the colors seem to fade into a monochromatic gray, I will look toward the west and see your silhouette etched against the flame of a recurring dusk. This promise isn't a shackle, but a lantern in the dark, a constant reminder that once we were whole, we were the most beautiful thing the sun ever shone upon, a fleeting moment of perfection that refuses to be extinguished by the passage of time or the distance between our souls. Don't cry because the light is leaving, the stars are only waiting for their turn to tell our story. If the silence grows too loud in the years to come, listen to the echo of this very moment. We are the fire that refuses to go out, the orange glow that lingers long after the sun has dipped below the earth. I will hold this promise like a secret flame, and tucked away where the shadows can never reach it. The horizon may divide us, but the sky is the same one we stood under when we said forever, when we said forever. The sky is bleeding shades of violet and gold.
The sky has surrendered to a heavy shade of graphite and lead, while the city below hides its face in a shroud of gray mist. I sit here in silence, where the echoes of the morning have fled, watching the droplets perform a slow, rhythmic dance on the wrist
Of the window pane, cold and indifferent to the warmth of my breath. The world outside is a blur of neon lights bleeding into the street, a watercolor painting left out in the storm, facing a slow death, while the clock on the wall marks the seconds with a hollow, mechanical beat. I lean closer, drawn by the pull of the deepening gloom, seeking a comfort that the shadows refuse to provide in this room. The condensation forms a veil, a curtain of silver and white, obscuring the lines between the day and the encroaching night. I reach out a finger to trace the path of a single lonely tear, and that's when I see it, the presence that fills me with a sudden sharp fear. Who is this stranger staring back through the rain-streaked glass, with hollowed out eyes and a mouth that forgot how to smile? I search for the person I was, but the shadows won't let it pass. Just a ghost of a memory stretching across a weary, endless mile. The rain blurs the features, the ripples distort the frame. I'm looking at a face that I know, but I can't remember the name. It's a stranger in the window, a silhouette lost in the blue. And I'm terrified to realize that the stranger might actually be you. The jawline is sharper, the skin looks like parchment under the moon, and the hair is disheveled, caught in a wind that never quite dies. I remember a version of me that sang a much brighter tune before the weight of the season started gathering under these eyes. Is it the lighting, or has the glass warped the truth of my soul? Every wrinkle tells a story of a battle I didn't know I fought. I feel like a fragment, a piece that no longer fits in the whole, caught in the web of a life that I never intentionally saw. The reflection doesn't blink when I do, it just watches and waits, like a silent observer of all my mistakes and my shifting fates. The condensation forms a veil, a curtain of silver and white, obscuring the lines between the day and the encroaching night. I reach out a finger to trace the path of a single lonely tear, and that's when I see it, the presence that fills me with a sudden sharp fear. Who is this stranger staring back through the rain street glass, with hollowed out eyes and a mouth that forgot how to smile? I search for the person I was, but the shadows won't let it pass. Just a ghost of a memory stretching across a weary, endless mile. The rain blurs the features, the ripples distort the frame. I'm looking at a face that I know, but I can't remember the name. It's a stranger in the window, a silhouette lost in the blue. And I'm terrified to realize that the stranger might actually be you. I think back to summers where the sun never seemed to go down, when the reflection in the puddle was a boy with a heart full of gold. Now I'm standing in the center of a ghost-ridden, rain-soaked town, feeling the chill of a story that's already been told. Did I lose myself in the noise, in the rush of the passing years? Did I trade my reflection for a mask that I wear for the world? Behind the glass, the stranger is drowning in a reservoir of unshed tears, with the banner of white flags in the silence quietly unfurled. The rain gets harder now, drumming a frantic, desperate code, reminding me of all the miles I've traveled on this lonely road. Who is this stranger staring back through the rain street glass, with hollowed out eyes and a mouth that forgot how to smile? I search for the person I was, but the shadows won't let it pass. Just a ghost of a memory stretching across a weary, endless mile. The rain blurs the features, the ripples distort the frame. I'm looking at a face that I know, but I can't remember the name. It's a stranger in the window, a silhouette lost in the blue. And I'm terrified to realize that the stranger might actually be you. Maybe the rain is a mirror showing the parts we try to hide, the exhaustion, the longing, the secrets we keep in the dark. There's no use in running when the storm's brewing deep inside, leaving its cold, indelible and jagged perfectly beautiful mark. I press my palm against the surface, feeling the bite of the frost, and the stranger does the same. Our hands meeting on the divide between the person I am and the person that I have lost. In this narrow, watery space where there's nowhere left to reside. The glass is a barrier, yet it's the only thing holding me near to the truth of the stranger, who is the only one left to hear. Break the glass, so let it hold the secret tight. Let the rain wash away the man I see tonight. I'm screaming without a sound, a silent plea in the dark, waiting for a lightning bolt to ignite.
The sky turned a bruised shade of violet before the clouds finally gave way. I've been sitting here for hours, watching the world wash away into gray. The rhythm of the droplets is a metronome for a heart that's lost its beat, while the street lights flicker on, casting long watery shadows on the empty street. I watch the condensation crawl like ivy up the corners of the frame, whispering a melody that doesn't even bother to call my name. The glass becomes a mirror as the light fades out of the afternoon, a silent witness to the secrets I didn't think would surface this soon. I lean in closer past the rising steam of my cooling cup of tea, searching for a spark in the dark of what I used to be. Who is this stranger staring back through the streaks of rain, with eyes full of stories and a quiet, heavy kind of pain? The features are familiar, but the spirit feels entirely new. Or maybe it's just the version of me I never really knew. In the silver tracks of water, the edges of my soul start to blur. I'm looking at a person I'm no longer quite sure I were. There's a line around the mouth that wasn't there just a year ago, a certain weariness in the shoulders that I didn't want to show. The rain traces pass down the glass, mimicking the tears I haven't shed. I'm haunted by the echoes of all the heavy things I left unsaid. Is it the distortion of the water, or the distortion of my mind, leaving the girl I used to be somewhere far behind? The glass becomes a mirror as the light fades out of the afternoon, a silent witness to the secrets I didn't think would surface this soon. I lean in closer past the rising steam of my cooling cup of tea, searching for a spark in the dark of what I used to be. Who is this stranger staring back through the streaks of rain, with eyes full of stories and a quiet, heavy kind of pain? The features are familiar, but the spirit feels entirely new. Or maybe it's just the version of me I never really knew. In the silver tracks of water, the edges of
quite sure I were. Beyond the pain, the trees are bowing to the wind's cold command, while I'm frozen in this moment, a ghost in my own native land. The city is a watercolor painting left out in the middle of the storm, and I'm just a silhouette trying to keep my fading memories warm. I see the ghost of a smile, but it vanishes before it can take hold. A story written in the glass, waiting for the truth to be told. Who is this stranger staring back through the streaks of rain, with eyes full of stories and a quiet, heavy kind of pain? The features are familiar, but the spirit feels entirely new. Or maybe it's just the version of me I never really knew. In the silver tracks of water, the edges of my soul start to blur. I'm looking at a person I'm no longer quite sure I were. I touch the cold surface, expecting to feel the warmth of skin, but there's only the barrier between the world and what's within. This reflection isn't lying, it's the most honest I've ever been. Stripped of the masks and the roles, letting the real truth begin. The stranger in the glass looks back with a nod of recognition, accepting the change, the growth, and this quiet transition. Maybe the rain is a baptism for a soul that's grown too tired to reignite the embers of a passion that was once so inspired. I don't have to recognize the face to know that it is mine. It's just the map of a long journey that's taken its own time. Let the clouds break, let the thunder roll through my chest. I'm finally finding peace in the middle of this restless quest. I embrace the stranger, staring back through the streaks of rain, with eyes full of stories and the quiet, heavy kind of pain. The features are familiar, but the spirit feels entirely new. Or maybe it's just the version of me I never really knew. In the silver tracks of water, the edges of my soul start to blur. I'm looking at a person I'm no longer quite sure I were. The sky has surrendered its blue to a charcoal stain, as the first heavy droplets begin their soft refrain. I watch the silver veins crawl down the window pane, tracing the path of a quiet, rhythmic rain. The world outside is drowning in a watercolor wash, where the colors of the city start to bleed and squash. I reach for the ceramic, the weight within my palm, seeking in this liquid heat a temporary calm. The kettle whistled softly just a moment ago. Now the kitchen is a theater for a shadow show. I pour the boiling water, a steady steaming stream, and watch the dark ground ones awaken from their dream. The glass begins to fog with a ghostly white breath, while the summer flowers outside face a gentle death. But here in the alcove the light is honey gold, a sanctuary built against the damp and the cold. I feel the porcelain warming up my fingertips as the first hint of roasted air rises to my lips. Oh, the rain is a curtain and the world is a blur, and the ghosts of the past are beginning to stir. With a cup in my hand and a heart full of grey, I'm watching the afternoon wither away. The steam is a rhythm that twists in the air, a momentary solace for every despair. Just coffee and raindrops, a slow steady flow in the window's reflection, the only light I know. Down on the pavement the umbrellas are blooming like nylon flowers, while the thunder is booming. People are rushing, their collars turned high under the weight of a weeping, relentless sky. I see a young couple sharing a coat for a shield. To the power of the storm every traveler must yield. But I am a watcher, a ghost in the glass, watching the heavy-footed minutes slowly pass. The scent of the brew is a dark earthy song, reminding me of places where I used to belong. It's bitter and bold with a whisper of sweet, a perfect companion for the rain on the street. The glass begins to fog with a ghostly white breath, while the summer flowers outside face a gentle death. But here in the alcove the light is honey gold, a sanctuary built against the damp and the cold. I feel the porcelain warming up my fingertips as the first hint of roasted air rises to my lips. Oh, the rain is a curtain and the world is a blur, and the ghosts of the past are beginning to stir. With a cup in my hand and a heart full of grey, I'm watching the afternoon wither away. The steam is a ribbon that twists in the air, a momentary solace for every despair. Just coffee and raindrops, a slow steady flow in the window's reflection, the only light I know. I remember a kitchen from a lifetime ago, where the same kind of rain had a different glow. There were voices in the hallway and boots by the door, and the sound of laughter rolling across the floor. Now the silence is heavy, it's thick like the mist on a day that the sun seems to have completely missed. I stir in a cloud of white swirling cream, watching it vanish like a half-forgotten dream. The spoon hits the side with a delicate chime, a tiny percussion in the pockets of time. Every sip is a journey, every drop is a mile in the lonely geography of a bittersweet smile. Oh, the rain is a curtain and the world is a blur, and the ghosts of the past are beginning to stir. With a cup in my hand and a heart full of grey, I'm watching the afternoon wither away. The steam is a ribbon that twists in the air, a momentary solace for every despair. Just coffee and raindrops, a slow steady flow in the window's reflection, the only light I know. The clock on the wall has a lethargic tick as the clouds in the heavens grow heavy and thick. The coffee is cooling, the steam starts to fade like the promises that we once thought we had made. I trace a circle in the condensation's dew, thinking of the things that I never told you. The street lamps are flickering, waking up early as the wind starts to whip and the puddles start to swirly. There's a beauty in sadness when it's framed by the storm, when the heart is quite cold but the vessel is warm. I'll stay in this corner until the evening arrives, in this quiet intersection of our separate lives. Let the thunder roll like a drum in the deep, let the weary city fall.
The sky turned a bruised shade of violet before the clouds finally gave way. I've been sitting here for hours, watching the world wash away into gray. The rhythm of the droplets is a metronome for a heart that's lost its beat, while the street lights flicker on, casting long, watery shadows on the empty street. I watch the condensation crawl like ivy up the corners of the frame, whispering a melody that doesn't even bother to call my name. The glass becomes a mirror as the light fades out of the afternoon, a silent witness to the secrets I didn't think would surface this soon. I lean in closer past the rising steam of my cooling cup of tea, searching for a spark in the dark of what I used to be. Who is the stranger staring back through the streaks of rain, with eyes full of stories and a quiet, heavy kind of pain? The features are familiar, but the spirit feels entirely new. Or maybe it's just the version of me I never really knew. In the silver tracks of water, the edges of my soul start to blur. I'm looking at a person I'm no longer quite sure I were. There's a line around the mouth that wasn't there just a year ago, a certain weariness in the shoulders that I didn't want to show. The rain traces paths down the glass, mimicking the tears I haven't shed. I'm haunted by the echoes of all the heavy things I left unsaid. Is it the distortion of the water, or the distortion of my mind, leaving the girl I used to be somewhere far behind? The glass becomes a mirror as the light fades out of the afternoon, a silent witness to the secrets I didn't think would surface this soon. I lean in closer past the rising steam of my cooling cup of tea, searching for a spark in the dark of what I used to be. Who is the stranger staring back through the streaks of rain, with eyes full of stories and a quiet, heavy kind of pain? The features are familiar, but the spirit feels entirely new. Or maybe it's just the version of me I never really knew. In the silver tracks of water, the edges of my soul start to blur. I'm looking at a person I'm no longer quite sure I were. Beyond the pain, the trees are bowing to the wind's cold command, while I'm frozen in this moment, a ghost in my own native land. The city is a watercolor painting left out in the middle of the storm, and I'm just a silhouette trying to keep my fading memories warm. I see the ghost of a smile, but it vanishes before it can take hold. A story written in the glass, waiting for the truth to be told. Who is the stranger staring back through the streaks of rain, with eyes full of stories and a quiet, heavy kind
edges of my soul start to blur. I'm looking at a person I'm no longer quite sure I were. I touch the cold surface, expecting to feel the warmth of skin, but there's only the barrier between the world and what's within. This reflection isn't lying, it's the most honest I've ever been. Stripped of the masks and the roles, letting the real truth begin. The stranger in the glass looks back with a nod of recognition, accepting the change, the growth, and this quiet transition. Maybe the rain is a baptism for a soul that's grown too tired to reignite the embers of a passion that was once so inspired. I don't have to recognize the face to know that it is mine. It's just the map of a long journey that's taken its own time. Let the clouds break, let the